So it's been quite a while since my last upload, especially in the form of a mock. And it's because I've been super busy. As you can see, I have built the biggest mock I've ever made with a special purpose. So what you're seeing before me is a custom creation. I call it Mosslina. And the purpose of this mock was to play D&D on it with my friends, like a Lego Star Wars version of D&D. And it was a lot of freaking fun. So this thing took me, oh man, upwards of 5 months to totally build. It's a mixture of real Lego sets, like you can see the cantina, there's some like Obi-Wan's huts over there, and then also completely custom builds. I had some custom built houses, the Imperials, and then of course the Imperial base. So this was a huge undertaking for me. Bit off probably a little bit more than I could chew because it took me so dang long to build, but I could not be happier with the result. And let's get a little further into it so I can show you some of the detail. So we'll start off with the section I'm most proud of, which is the Imperial base. This part is totally custom, except for the vehicles. Everything is a custom build. The idea of this scene is that it's an Imperial base. It's not totally finished, so you can see they're still working on constructing. They haven't got the pathways fully complete. It's got a couple big walls with guns on the side. This is roughly, very loosely inspired by the Andor Imperial base, where they do the heist at. Over here, we got like a checkpoint. There is a guard shack here. This does come off, so you can see the guard inside with his computer. I wanted to make everything open so that knock something over, so that the players could explore, interact with the environment. And there is just some barriers here, a little bit of a guard post, or guard barrier. The stormtroopers manning the wall inside the base. It's pretty sparse, and this was done on purpose so that the players could actually get in there and move their people around. So I didn't want it to be too crowded that they couldn't play inside of. But I tried to add a little bit of detail, like there's the parking bay. There's some grates in there, some barrels. Nothing too fancy, just enough to liven it up. But the inside of the base is something pretty cool. So I did some snot technique, or sorry, not snot, but I wanted to tile it off but have a little bit of texture still. So I really like the look of the smooth Imperial base, but just a little bit of texture for Lego. It's got some totems on the side there. And then I designed this door here. I'm pretty proud of how that came out, and it does open up. I got a little thing here. Let's just slide that open, and let's look inside. So you can see from the back view that there is an inside to this Imperial base, and what it's supposed to be is a prison, just a small little prison, because that's where the main story of this little one-shot campaign goes to. But the roof comes off here. It comes off pretty simply, and then inside there's a guard, some guards there at the desk. Yeah, gun rack. There's an elevator for access. And then a couple of little prison cells, and then inside the campaign they're trying to rescue this guy here. So that's what the top floor of the Imperial base looks like. And then this floor is totally detachable as well, and you can see below that. So in here is the entry control room. We got a couple of officers here at the glass windows. They're letting people in and out. Over here is just some more guards, some stormtroopers, computers, just kind of, some odds and ends. There's another elevator right there. Like I said, I didn't want to go super detailed because for several reasons, right? So the people could actually get in there and play. Then also, I think I overextended myself a little bit building this mock. I didn't have as many pieces as I thought I did, but sometimes less is more. And in this case, I think it came out pretty well. I'm proud of this little prison I put together. So moving up from the Imperial base is where the characters start out at. It's just a little spaceport here. So inside it's pretty simple. I gave them several options of ships to pick from so that they have their own, starfighter or cruiser, because every good crew has a cool ship. And inside it's just a pretty, bland looking base. There's some fuel crates. There's the spaceport officer. There's some floodlights coming in, and then just some walls to keep everything inside. Then over there is where the mayor is located at. So coming over to this side of the table is the mayor's compound. And this is kind of the last thing I threw together. I'm not super proud about it, but it does the job pretty well. It's got some compound walls keeping everyone out. Try to get some detail that they're a little worn. They're kind of crumbling a little bit. And then the mayor's house itself is just simply Jabba's palace. And then inside is the mayor himself, his wife, his droids, captain of the guard, and he also has a couple guards standing out front. Flipping back over to the other side of the table, we can see the main commercial hub of the town. So in the center, of course, I had to have the UCS Cantina set. This is the centerpiece of the entire thing. The players spend a lot of time here talking with people. Inside, I've got a bunch of characters, but I didn't do any custom, building inside the cantina itself. Over here, we start the pathway throughout the town. We got people just milling about, some speeders running by. We got some custom housing here. This one's pretty simple. This was the first one I built, so a lot of experimenting, trying to figure out how to make, a Tatooine-esque looking house. And then these are all official Lego sets. This one and this one over here came with the cantina, and this is Obi-Wan's hut. But if we go down here, these ones are all custom builds. So here we got a little bit of an Imperial supply store area. The fountain, the town little fountain. I just thought that was a cool little thing to add. Over here is the Imperial outpost. So this is where the Imperials have a presence in town, and where the people will come to talk if they need to. And then inside, this does come off as well. I try to do the same thing as the prison over there, so I knock stuff over. Or I kind of tile it off, but do a little greebling so that there's some texture. This thing comes off, and inside you can see the town captain and the Imperial's station for the town. Try to give them a little bit more character, especially as we're playing the game with them having faces for the people to interact with. So that goes back on. And throughout you can see I added those floodlights. I thought that was just a nice little detail to add some livelihood and detail to the town. Over here is the the chicken shack. I got a little smokestack here, and then this pops off, and inside is a guy who's just selling chicken. I thought it was just a fun little thing to have there. Not a whole lot going on, but a cool little building there. This is an old abandoned shack over here. Flip around so we get more detail from the side. Here's a front-facing view of these houses. This one, the purpose of this is the character's first interaction with a fight. Inside, they're trying to find some people that stole some goods, and inside is the whole crew of bad guys. And then over here is something I'm pretty proud of. The building itself looks all right, I try to tile it off. I try to make all the buildings, somewhat unique. But inside is the trinket shop. So in here, this guy is selling all sorts of goods. He's got weapons, he's got artifacts. Over here, you can see like helmets on display. Over there, if I zoom in a little bit, I did that cool little technique of putting some glass panes and then an item inside of it, so it looks like a display case. And he's just got some other wares on display there, some holochromes, a lightsaber hilt. This is where the characters come to buy stuff for their mission. Then over here is just a little speeder bay. Just a little place for people to park their vehicles. Just brings a little bit more of a lived-in attitude to the town, I think. And yeah, that does it for the map. This was a lot of fun to build. It was a lot of fun to play with too, with all my friends. I think I'm definitely going to build another D&D Lego table. I don't know if it'll be Star Wars or some other theme, but that's definitely in the plan for the future. Without further ado, we'll get some cool little pictures at the end there to pick out more of the detail, but I will see you guys next time.